Okay, so most of you, or many of you, are on EXP, and if you're not on EXP yet, you will get to EXP. So I'm just going to go through the introduction. Now, there's quite a lot of stuff with EXP that we need to kind of get on top of. After a little while, you'll find it's all quite easy, but initially, in the beginning, it's all quite an overwhelm. So what I want to do is try and simplify it for everyone. Because you're going to be added onto the EXP WhatsApp group, the two EXP WhatsApp groups, and there's going to be a whole lot of information, and you're going to say, like, where do you even start? Because our main focus is selling properties. Our main focus is selling properties. That's where the vast majority of our time should be. However, the platform that we use is the EXP tech platform, the EXP backend system, etc. So, and there's a whole lot of, as we know, benefits through EXP. We're also going to touch a bit on the agent recruitment, which is an important long-term benefit of EXP. So just so you're aware of that as well. So before I forget, this week, if we can just please diarize, those that are interested in starting to learn about agent recruitment, I'm having a meeting at 12 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to start going through agent recruitment, how that works, what some strategies are, and so forth. And interestingly, so if you just get 2 agents on a year, 2 agents on a year, and each of those agents get on 2 agents a year, over 5 years, you've got a really good annuity income or revenue share that's coming in. So it's not about agent recruitment. It's not like what I'm doing, where I've got, say, 15 to 17 folk on my first tier, and there's about 5 or 6 or 7 on tier 2 that's already coming on, because that's my full-time gig. I'm recruiting. That is, very few of us are doing that, but you don't need to be doing that for the long term. On recruitment, it's just a few at a time, and it's amazing how you can get 2 to 3 on without even thinking. Just people you know. I mean, Pamelisa's already got 1 on her first tier. So that's Business Seaway. So that's just someone I don't know, I'm not even sure how that even happened, but that's wonderful. Okay, so the other meetings to record this week, if you are able to, please go to the Okta meeting, and we're going to go through what Okta is now, tomorrow morning, that EXP are running at 9 o'clock. And in the rep, so that's on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. The Okta is at Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And there's rep meeting, which is the real estate program, which is the CRM system and listing system for EXP. That's on Thursday at 9 o'clock. Now, we are going to touch on those items now, but if you can diarize and go to those 2 meetings on the Wednesday and the Thursday at 9 o'clock, please. Okay, let's go into EXP. So when you come onto EXP, let me start sharing 1 or 2 things. There's some emails you're going to get. The first one you're going to get is welcome to EXP from Robin Ferreira. She's the onboarding specialist at EXP. It's going to look like this. Okay. It's got your PPRA individual and just got your, so it's got this information. You need to make sure that if you're an existing agent and you're changing your FFC, from Chorus or whatever it was to EXP, just make sure that is done on the PPRA website, please. But if you're coming in new, well, then you won't need to do that because it's done already. Then you're gonna get an welcome to EXP PDF. I presume you can't see that. Let me unshare this and share. I'm not going to go through all this in detail. I'm just going to tell you what you're going to get and what you're going to prioritize. Let me just share that. I'm actually a little bit more nervous than normal with my wife being on the phone, being on this call. But anyway, welcome back. Okay, cool. So welcome to you're going to have this. Welcome to EXP. Please go through this carefully. I had a conversation with EXP, and because they wanted my feedback on the onboarding. I said, when you actually read the information, it's actually very useful. It's amazing. So do take your time. It might be a little confusing up front, but go through this information. It's going to take you a bit of time. So in your first week or two of EXP onboarding, do diarize an hour or two, perhaps a day, where you're going through this information. So it kind of gives you, like, the rep trainings every Thursday. Learn the basics is, okay, so you can log on to that and see that, etc. And it says who are the different people within EXP. This talks about Okta. Okta is basically your, it's like your screen of your cell phone. It's with the different apps on it. So you go into Okta and you can say, okay, I want to choose going to EXP Explore. I want to go into download, whatever. It's like an app. It's like an app screen for EXP. Okay, so etc. Please go through this this document. Okay, so that's what you're going to get as your email from your first email from EXP. In addition to that, I'm going to show you another email you're going to get. You're going to start getting. We are part of Steve Johnston's EXP team. Now, Steve Johnston's, he's got over 610. He's about 2/3 of EXP South Africa is in Steve Johnston's team, and it's a real privilege. And one of the big benefits of being in our team is that we are part of the bigger Steve Johnston's team. We are going to start joining his family times, what he calls family meetings, every second week. They actually do have one today, but we're having our session today. We're going to, every second week on Monday mornings, we're going to start joining his family meetings. And then we're going to meet in between, the 2 weeks in between. He's bringing in a whole lot of training systems, support systems. In fact, Steve Johnston is going to be our lead speaker at our next training, sales training session, our sales conference session on 16th of August. So we've got a really good interaction with him. And obviously being part of Steve Johnston's team means we have access to his top guys and all that kind of guys and girls as well. Anyway, so we're going to start. You're also going to get an email from Steve Johnston, which is going to look like this. Let me just share the screen. It's onboarding. It says here, onboarding email 1 of 12. So you're going to get one of these emails. It's going to say onboarding number 2 of 12, number 3 of 12 as the days go by. Please go through these, because it's also, some of it is duplication of what I'm going to go through now and what EXP Fast Start 30 will be. But nevertheless, it's very good because it just helps you. What are the key elements and key things? He's also refers to his resource base, which we will go through now, and we'll go through his onboarding video now. Okay, but you're going to get 12 of these. You see here's email 2, 3, 4, etc. Please go through it every day. It's 5 or 20, between 5 and 15 minutes per day. So just go through it. Of course, to get his emails, you're going to have to be have set up your email address on your EXP email address, which you're going to have seen in Robin's first email. Okay, hoping this is not confusing you already too much. Then you're also going to get an email from Jaco Kriel, and this is also quite important, called a Fast Start 30. Fast Start 30. Okay, you get started. Please, you need to be doing this as well. This is anything from 10 minutes to an hour per session. And I'm working through it. I mean, the business training, we've actually gone through it, but it's a lot more detail than what I've gone through with you. And then, so this is more, it is a little bit about the EXP systems, but it's more related to yourself as, to get yourself on the right track as an estate agent, as a sales agent. Okay. So in summary, let me show the 3 main emails you're going to be getting. You're going to get Robin's welcome email. Okay, you can see that there. You're going to get, which please go through in that setting, go through that from top to bottom. There's a whole lot of information you'll get there. And also bear in mind, if you've got any concerns or queries, reach out to Robin or to Irene, etc. The details are on that little document. They are very useful. They are very helpful. You're going to get, so you can do that to set up your EXP email address, etc. Once you set up your email, by the way, your EXP email, please send me an email from it, because I want to start moving all your email addresses to EXP South Africa. So some of you are using your private email addresses, some of you using the old Chorus email address. I want to move, whoever's moving onto EXP, I want to move you onto using the EXP South Africa email address only for you guys, please. But please send me an email from EXP South Africa, and I will then use that from then on. You're going to get an email from Steve Johnston, and you're going to get one of those a day for 12 days. Please go through that every day when you get it. By the way, the third one is Yaku, who's the training manager of EXP. You're going to get a link to the Fast Start 30. That is the first thing, well, not the first thing, that you must get onto that and get started with that, please. There again, it is a bit of information, but especially in the first few sessions, it gives you such good information, which is going to help you on your way. By the way, you're going to get a whole lot of other emails, because you're going to be linked to all these different EXP workplace, etc. So please try and ignore that. Just look for these 3 emails: Robin, Steve, and Yaku. There's a whole lot of other nonsense emails that you can get all this stuff. It took me a while to try and work out what's going on. You can see on my deleted items here, you might already say, a whole lot of nonsense emails, and you can just ignore them for now, at least. Okay, so you're going to get a ShareWorks email. That's ultimately when you start selling properties, you're going to get your first share. You're going to get, I think when you first sell your first property with the EXP, you get 2,000 Rand shares. That's great. But I mean, that's not, trying to get into a ShareWorks thing now is not really that important, I don't think. So just focus on these 3 for now, please. As I said, you're going to get a whole lot of, when you start getting a WhatsApp from EXP, it's going to sound like all this different training, etc. It's really, after a while, you'll find it's not that complicated, but just hang in there in the beginning. You're going to be part of 2 EXP WhatsApp groups. The one is leaders, EXP leaders, which is Steve Johnston's group, and the other one is the official EXP South Africa WhatsApp group. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the EXP email done, the Steve Johnston emails, Fast Start 30 you're going to get, so just make a note of that. Okay, before we go into Steve Johnston's video, I just want to go through what are the different elements that EXP have got. You're going to hear something called Okta. Now that is, you're going to get a passport number, you're going to register your so-called passport number, and that's your South African email address. So it'll be david.beat@expsavik.co.za, and you'll have a password. That's going to get you onto Okta. That same password should get you onto EXP World, and so forth. Okta is, as I said, is a screen with a different apps on. It's like a cell phone screen. It's like a cell phone screen with the different apps on. Okay. Rep is your listing system and your CRM system. And we will talk about that in the future. In fact, EXP are now also linking up with PropCon, which is probably the CRM system that we're going to start using in a month or two's time. That is a critical part of our business to start using, but let's not worry about that now. But I'm saying, but if you want to list your property, you use REP, R-E-P, and you just click on there. There's also, which we'll see on the video now, there's also links to the EXP documentation and so forth. There's links to the EXP branding and all that kind of stuff. There are links to EXP overseas, etc., etc. A lot of that is, in my view, irrelevant or not that important for now. Otherwise, it's too much of an overwhelm. There is also EXP World, which there is training on it tomorrow, but I wouldn't bother to go to it yet. That's something that we can do together, and you will log in and work out what's going on. It is very useful because there are a number of EXP sessions on EXP World, So like last Wednesday, there was the EXP South Africa awards thing there, which I have once a month, but there's an EXP World, and you go into like a normal, it's quite amazing. And then there's when we want to start getting access to international training and so forth, we'll use EXP World. But I wouldn't get too confused with it now. You can play around with it if you can, but yeah. And then there is going to be if you deal with Irene, that's one of the ladies on the PDF document. She will link you up with Lightstone. And in the meantime, with regard to the virtual agent, you'll use our logins, your normal logins. However, EXP is providing the virtual agent access from September. And so we'll be using the EXP, the virtual agent from September, which is great. Means that Chorus won't have to spend, it's flipping expensive, but it will be included in the EXP package from September, which is going to be great. In the meantime, if you've got any queries with those kind of access points, just drop me a line. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Let's start with let's just get out of here. Let's start with the EXP, the Steve Johnston video. Just want to get to it. So the benefit of being with Steve Johnston is the fact that we've got, let me just see here, no, not that one. So let me just get to his video. There we are.
How's it, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing the benefits and features of the Discovery Bank Black, the Platinum, and the Gold. I don't know where that's coming from. Go through the fees, and then all the benefits and features, cashbacks.
Get rid of that. Sorry. Okay, so let me just share this in the meantime. Okay, so we're going to go to this resources now. Let's just start with his video. By the way, before we start, are there any initial questions? Is this completely foreign to you, or is this are you just listening? You're just checking it out at the moment. How are you doing,
David?
Yeah.
When are you moving emails to EXP? And then number two, the emails we've got on Chorus, are they going to be deleted, or are you able to copy all of them to the new email addresses, or what's going to happen?
That's a good question. So when are you moving over to EXP? Well, that's really up to you. I would propose that you start using your EXP South Africa email address only, right? Use it only. And then you have access. We will keep the Chorus, although we still pay for it, we'll keep your Chorus email access open for, say, let's say 6 months. And then you'll find that after a while, you may not need access to that anymore. But yeah, we won't close, we won't delete your email box. So let's quickly go through the way my inbox looks at the moment. Just so you illustrate, this is what I'm doing at the moment. It's not my favorite, but fortunately it's the way it is, that we have to work this way. So let me just look at, just want to go through, just want to get my, where are we now? Sorry, just want to unshare it. Just hang on. There we are. There it is. Okay. Okay. So at the moment, I've got in Outlook. So in Exchange, I'm using 2 email inboxes. That's my Chorus property inbox. Okay. So there, and then I have my my EXP South Africa inbox here. And then when I send an email, it's asking me, is it from EXP South Africa or is it from Chorus? When it says from. Okay. So at the moment, Andres, if you can start sending all your emails from EXP South Africa, please. So work, in other words, work from this one. And then you can always have access to this one if any emails. What I can get is I can then get your emails forwarded. So I can get Andres at Chorus Property forwarded to EXP. I can start doing that for as soon as you've started using the EXP South Africa website email address, I can then get our email supplier to then forward those emails to you from Chorus, the Chorus Property emails to be forwarded to you. Okay.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so these are the kind of practicalities, guys, that each one of you are going to have. That's why I wanted to record the session so that we're not duplicating it all. But we're just going to have to be patient with one another and yourselves and yourself. And in the beginning, it's a bit of an overwhelm, all these different technical things, but in the medium term, it'll all be worth it, and it'll all make sense. It does get a lot easier, I promise you. Okay. Okay. Any other questions in the meantime?
Hi, David.
Yep, go for it.
So me is the continuation on Andres' question. So for some of us that do a bit of leasing with rentals, would we still have to keep the Chorus side, maybe for rentals that are under Chorus?
Yes, please. You're quite an exception level. In the short term, yes. In the long term, I would want you to be placing tenants on behalf of EXP South Africa, and in Chorus does the management. But let's not worry about that yet. Please work from the Chorus Property Group when it comes to your rentals. That's involved with Chorus. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Any other initial comments or questions, guys? Are we okay? Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so this is the email that by the way, what I'm doing here is that just on onboarding of new agents, please, when you bring on a new agent or you introduce a new agent, don't feel, at least in the beginning, that you need to be doing the onboarding of all the new agents. This is my job, and increasingly, hopefully, my wife Karen, we will assist with the onboarding. Your job is to sell properties and to bring on recruits. Your main job is to sell properties. If you can also bring on new agents, that'd be awesome. But the onboarding of those agents, at least in the beginning, for the foreseeable future, you will then pass on to myself, and we will assist with the onboarding. But nevertheless, the onboarding video that you would do, if you were to do the onboarding, would be this video from Steve Johnston. He's provided us with a whole lot of resources that makes our life easier to get our business going. As I said, our main business is to sell and lease properties. Okay, let's go start seeing this. I presume you can hear it, guys.
Hey, this is Steve Johnston, and I want to welcome you to our EXP family. I trust that this is the best move you've ever made in your career to move to EXP, and I trust that it'll be the last move you ever make in your career because you're so happy here. So the purpose of this little video is obviously just to welcome you, but to help you to get up and running smoothly. Now, over the next 2 weeks or so, you are going to get an email each working day from me. So for example, email number 1, I'm going to introduce you to Okta, which is EXP's system where we have access to all of the various applications that they give us. And then in day number 2, I'll talk about where you access all of the contracts. So how do you get the OTPs and the mandates and the FICA forms and all of that stuff? Where is the library of documentation for EXP? So you get the picture. Now, over the next 2 weeks, you're going to get an email each day. And why I've done it over a 2-week period is I never want you feeling overwhelmed as you now transition into your new career at EXP. Right, then the second thing is today's video. You should be sitting together with your sponsor watching this video, and that's certainly how we've designed.
Hi, David, I've lost sound. I don't know. if it's myself.
And then the second section of the video, you are going to do a couple of tasks with your sponsor as you sit together today. Right, first part of the video, I said I was going to introduce you to some resources. Now, why are resources important? Because there are a whole bunch of things that you're going to want to do as you take your journey at EXP. And if you have got a resource to do them yourself, that means you don't have to depend on anybody else for your success. So I have worked really hard over the last couple of years to develop a library of resources that will help you do a bunch of the important tasks within EXP, and you will be able to do them on your own. You know, at the end of the day, your success at EXP is up to you. One of the things we love about this business is it sets us up in our own business. It sets us up as independent business owners. And yes, we've got the support of an entire team and the structures, but at the end of the day, you're going to succeed if you make your own success, and you're going to fail if you make your own failure. It's really up to you. And what the resources do is they put tools into your hands to increase your chances of success in the various areas, whether it's your selling of real estate or whether it's attracting other agents to EXP and building up your revenue share team. Okay, so that's the purpose of the resources. So what happened was, over a period of time, I was developing different resources. Somebody would say, hey, can't you produce a revenue share calculator for us, or a commission comparison calculator, or can't you explain how the training works at EXP, or whatever. And I would begin to develop resources, a resource. I'd shoot a little video, and we'd put up a little website page for that. And at some point, a guy called Brad Neal said to me, Stephen, there are so many resources that you've developed for us now. It's fantastic, but I'm struggling to find them all. Where are they? Can't you put all of the links on a single page? And so that is what I did. Thank you, Brad. And it's turned into the most important resource in our business. This is the one page I want you to become very familiar with. So what we're going to do now with this first part of the video is we're going to cut to my computer, where I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you this one page. And I'm going to explain to you what each of the resources are. There's a long list of them with a little button that you click to go to the resource. So I'm going to orientate you to that page. Once we've done that, we'll then move into the second part of this onboarding session, where you're going to do a couple of things together with your sponsor. So back to the studio, and we're going to get onto my computer together now. So what I've done is I've created a single website page. I'm going to put the URL, or the website address, on the screen for you. And what I want you to do now, before I explain the page, is just pause the video, type this website address into your browser, and bookmark the page. How do you put a bookmark on your page? Well, I'm using Google Chrome here, and you'll see there's a little star. If you click that star, it bookmarks the page. And I've got a whole bunch of bookmarks. You'll see I've got a folder here called EXP. If I click on EXP, all of the pages are in there. The very first one here is all EXP resources, and that's this page. So please pause the video now and bookmark this page.
Can you guys just do that? At least type it in. It's the model explained for .co.za/resources. Can we do that quickly? Are we okay? Even if you just write it down, the model explained, www.themodelexplained.co.za/resources. If you know how to bookmark it, please bookmark it. Or are we all okay?
Okay, fantastic. Now let's go through the page together. So the heading at the top says, as a member of Steve Johnston's EXP family, you have the opportunity to use a whole host of helpful resources. Here's a list with links to access them. So you're going to see there's a little description of the resource, and then there's a button. If you click the button, it takes you to the resource. And there's 3 categories of resources: general resources, agent attraction resources, and as we scroll down, real estate training resources. That's for the sales and production side of things. And some great training I'm going to make available to you there. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Now, just a word of caution, this page may look different when you go to it. Why? Because I'm constantly working on it, and we're adding new resources all the time. But for now, this is what it looks like. The first category, general resources, is a list of small groups operating throughout South Africa. And you can either join or start one. So if you click this link, it's going to take you to a page that lists a bunch of small groups. So what's a small groups idea? Obviously, we're a cloud-based business. We do meet in family time, our team meeting every 2 weeks in the avatar world. But a huge part of your success and the community that you develop at EXP is going to be getting to know other EXP agents in your geographic location and meeting physically together. So I have asked all the agents in my group to raise their hand and say, yes, I am willing to host and lead a small group in my area. And we've had a whole bunch of agents who have stuck their hand up and said yes. And so as you scroll down this page, you're going to see it'll tell you, okay, in Somerset West, Patty Judd leads a small group there. There's Patty's email address, there's her cell phone number, and they meet every 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not sure what the venue is. You'll have to contact Patty for that. Same thing with Ferdy Abrahams, that's in Belleville, and they meet at ESI Attorneys in Belleville. There's Ferdy's email address and cell phone number. So you can scroll down this page and you can find a small group that's near you. If there is no small group near you, what do? Well, act like a leader, think like a pioneer. You can start a small group of your own. How do you do that? At the bottom of this page, there is a form. Fill that form in. You'll see no group in your area. Why not start your own? Fill in the form. It sends me an email. I will add in the details that you put there onto this page so that people can find your small group and you can begin growing it. Okay, so that is the first resource on our resources page, is the small groups link. The second group of resources or general heading is agent attraction resources. Now, this is going to be helpful for you, even if you're not wanting to go and build a huge revenue share team. There are some agents that you do know, and why not introduce the business to them? So how do you do that? Well, the first thing I want to say is you never want to find yourself trying to explain this business to other agents. You're not going to be able to do it justice. The best thing you can do is just show them the 29-minute model explained video. Where do you find that? Okay, that's this very first link here. You click that link, it takes you to the Model Explained website. And that's always your first step with someone. Once you've shown someone the Model Explained video, you are probably naive if you think they're going to join immediately. And I'm sure you didn't do that. I certainly didn't do that. I went and did a whole bunch of homework. So the next question we asked ourselves was, how can we help other agents to do some homework, to do some research into EXP? And what I did was I collated a whole bunch of videos, Brent Go videos and Gene Frederick videos and Ricky Caruth videos and a whole bunch of interviews that I've done with EXP South Africa agents. And we collated it all on one page. Now, why is that powerful? Because after you have shown someone the Model Explained video, you can then say to them, what I'm going to do, John, is I am going to email you a link after I get back to the office today, or I'm going to WhatsApp it to you, to a page with a whole bunch of resources where you can now go and do some homework into EXP. Now, where do you find that page? Well, that's the next one down, the follow-up resources page. You just click that, it takes you to the page, and you can email that link to them. Now, before you leave the meeting, so you have now sat physically together with the person and you have watched the Model Explained video to them. Don't email the link to them, don't WhatsApp the link to them and say, here, watch this video, because they're not going to watch it. Or if they do watch it, they're going to be distracted, they're going to be checking their phone, they're not going to concentrate. You need to sit with them. And the best way to do this is one-on-one, not in a big crowd. Okay, before you leave that meeting, tell them you're going to send them the follow-up resources link and book a follow-up appointment. I cannot stress this enough. You need to have the next appointment in place before you leave. Now, I am going to strongly suggest to you that that follow-up appointment be a three-way call. Now, what this means is you're going to bring your sponsor or a more senior leader into the follow-up meeting with your prospect. How do you do this? It's very simple to do on Google Meeting. Everybody just gets sent the Google Meeting link. It gets put into our diaries, and we click the link, and all three of us are in the meeting at the time. And then what your job is to do is just to talk well of, if I'm doing it with you, me or your sponsor, so that your prospect knows this is someone good to speak to, and then just zip it and let your sponsor do the job. Let them do the heavy lifting. Now, if you want to book a three-way call with me, that's fine. I've got no problem with it. Just make sure that the person has already watched the Model Explained video and that you have sent them the follow-up resources link so that they've done some more homework. If they're willing to do some homework, then I'm willing to do a three-way call with you. How do you book the three-way calls? Scroll down. You're going to see there's a link here that says book a three-way call with Steve Johnston and your prospect. You click that link. It takes you to my Calendly page. What is Calendly? It's a scheduling app. It's a very clever little app. So if you want to book a three-way call for Monday morning next week, let's say, you can see this. Those are the available time slots that I've got in my diary. You just pick one of those. You will put your email address in, your prospect's email address in, and click confirm. And what it does is it emails all of us the meeting link, and you can trust me, I will be there at the time. Okay, so that's the next resource that I wanted to show you, is the three-way call link. Back up to the top. So we've got the Model Explained video, we've got the follow-up resources that you're going to email them, and then you're going to book a three-way call. Now, I'm going to hit the pause button going through because I want to show you a book. I do recommend this book, by the way. This is a very good book if you're interested in the agent attraction side of things. It's called Go Pro, hope you can see it, by a guy called Eric Worre. Eric Worre is kind of the network marketing guru in the world. He's got this big event he does every year called Go Pro. It has about 20,000 people that go. And it all came out of this book that he wrote. And the tagline is 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. It is a very good book because so much of what he says there applies to the agent attraction side of things of EXP. Now, one of the points that he makes in that book is they have seen through huge amounts of research across industries that if you want someone to join your organization or your team, they need to be exposed to the opportunity 6 times. Between 4 and 6 times is what he says. So that is very helpful because we can start asking the question, if I want to show someone the EXP opportunity, in order for them to join my team, I mustn't obsess over showing them the Model Explained video and then expecting them to join. Rather, let me obsess over having a plan to expose them to multiple aspects 6 times. 6 exposures is what you're after. So if you've been following my little strategy so far, you will have counted 3 exposures so far. We're going to show them the Model Explained video. You're going to send them the follow-up resources link after that. And within a couple of days, you are going to book a 3-way call, either with me or with your sponsor. So that's 3 exposures. Now, what do we do for the other 3? Well, the next exposure that I always try to do in my own sponsorship is I then generate a guest pass for the person to attend our family time meeting. Right, why is this so powerful? Family time is our team meeting, which we run every 2 weeks. I'm going to get into that later in the video with you. It is a very powerful meeting because up until this point, they've watched the Model Explained video, they're watching a video on their own. They've gone to the follow-up resources page, they're doing a bunch of homework, maybe they're getting EXP insomnia and they can't sleep at night, they're getting excited. Then they do a follow-up 3-way call with me or with your sponsor. It's all pretty one-on-one at this point. What we want people to be exposed to is the community. Because when they come to the family time meeting, suddenly there's 60, 70, 80 agents in this meeting. Everyone's laughing, there's good humor, it's clean, it's encouraging, it's positive, it's organized. There's some good training, there's good content, there's friendships. It is an amazing experience. And I have very often had people come out of a family time meeting and say, in fact, I've had a lady actually say in the family time meeting, I'm in. Because now they get exposed to this community. Now they're feeling like, oh, when I join EXP, I'm not going to be isolated. It's not this cloud-based business where I'm all alone at home. I'm actually going to be landing in a thriving, healthy, positive culture and community. So that's 4 exposures they've now had. Okay, we're going to go back up to. I'm going to be isolated. It's not this cloud-based business where I'm all alone at home. I'm actually going to be landing in a thriving, healthy, positive culture and community.
Okay, so we will send you the link to that. The meeting is on Google Meet on Mondays, and then when that happens, I will also send the link.
So that's 4 exposures they've now had. Okay, we're going to go back up to our agent attraction resources. What do we do for exposures 5 and 6? And for that matter, 7, 8, 9, 10, keep in touch long term with people if they don't join immediately. Well, that's what the rest of these resources are. I am continually developing resources that hone in on a particular aspect of EXP's opportunity. For example, if you have an agent that you've shown the opportunity to who wants to join, but they have a restraint of trade, what do? You don't want to advise people rashly. Never just say to someone, the courts never uphold restraints, because that's not true. I interviewed 2 attorneys and an advocate on this matter. It's an hour-long interview. It is a very powerful session to watch for agents who have a restraint they've signed, and it gives them very good advice on how to proceed. So send that link to them. The next one is the commission comparison calculator. I'm amazed by how many agents don't go and do this calculation. If you click this, you'll see there's a little video that I've created where I show you how to use an Excel spreadsheet, which you can download by clicking the little orange button, on how to compare what you currently make based on what you think you will do in the next 12 months as far as turnover is concerned, what you make at your current company versus what you would make at EXP. It is a very powerful exercise, and I've had agents do this, and it's often 100,000, 150,000 Rand more that they will make simply by moving to EXP. So why don't you use that as a resource? Just WhatsApp them the link to that page. The next one is why EXP's training is the best in the world. You need to listen to your prospects. You need to say to them, this is the question I always ask when I've shown someone the model explained. What did you like most about what you saw? And you need to listen, because different people will be attracted to different parts of the opportunity. And I've often had agents say to me, the training looks amazing. I love the idea of the icon training and all these things. So if that's the case, then I'm going to send them a video on the training, because that's what they're interested in. So if you click this link, there's a little video that I did showing how you can access EXP's training calendar, and they can actually go and look at it for themselves. And then a little video showing them the avatar world and what the little auditoriums look like. It's quite a cool little video, that. The next one is on the stock award system. So someone says to you, hey, I love the idea of getting shares in the company. That sounds amazing. Well, then you're going to send them this link about EXP's stock awards. And there I explain how the stock award system works. Then the revenue share calculator. This is a very powerful page. There's 2 videos on that page where I show what the potential is of the revenue sharing system. And once you've watched that, in fact, I'd recommend you go and watch that if you haven't done so yet. It will open your eyes to the opportunity of actually inviting other agents to look at the EXP model. The amount of money you can make on the revenue sharing system is quite mind-boggling, and that's where I show you how it works. The international opportunity, this next resource, is a phenomenal video where I show, and this is a real-life example of something that happened to me. I've got an agent in France, of how profitable it is if we get agents overseas in our networks, because we as South Africans make like 6 times what they do overseas because of the weak exchange rate. It's the one time we're really happy we've got a weak exchange rate. So that's maybe another video that you want to send to someone. Then steps to onboarding. Okay, this is a practical matter. We found that agents wanting to join EXP were getting confused. How do I join? What link do I click? Where's the invoice? How do I pay? Okay, so what we did was we created a page that just lays out a 10-step, very clearly laid out procedure for joining EXP, and it explains exactly what to expect next. Step number 1 is the Join app on EXP's website, where they fill in that form, and then I explain exactly what's going to happen from this point onwards. So I have actually just found that a very helpful resource when someone is wanting to join. That's the link that I send them, and then it's seamless from there. I showed you the guest pass earlier. I showed you the book a 3-way call earlier, and then the welcome video. When you sponsor someone into EXP, which I hope you do. It is such a wonderful experience the first time someone joins your business. You are going to want to help them get up and running smoothly. How do you do that? You're going to watch the video that you're currently watching with them. You're going to do what your sponsor's doing with you now with them. So where do you find this video? This is where you find it here. That's how to onboard people. Right, that's the agent attraction resources. Then we've got real estate training resources at the bottom of this page. So you probably know I am a real estate trainer by profession. I have been for 20 years. I ran a company called Providence for 6 years. It was the country's biggest coaching company in the real estate industry. And then over the last 6 or 7 years, I've run an online training business. And what I did was when I joined EXP and I've moved over exclusively to the EXP system, I've taken the very best training resources that I've developed and I am making them available exclusively to my team within EXP. So these are the top 4 training resources, and they are listed in from shortest to longest. Okay, so this top one, the Lead Gen Blueprint, is a single webinar. It's part A and part B. So if you click this link, let me actually show it to you. There's 2 videos, but it's basically one webinar that I did together with Leandre van Rooyen from PropCon. So this is my Lead Gen Blueprint, how to generate leads for EXP. It's everything I've learned over the last 20 years put into a single session. And then what I asked Leandre to do was show us using PropCon, the CRM system that I do advise you use, how to use PropCon to do or to implement the strategies that I'm teaching in the session. So it's a very powerful combination of strategy versus how to using their technology. Now, let me just introduce you to PropCon. One of the emails that you're going to get from me over the next couple of weeks, and again, I want to encourage you, please read the emails over the next couple of weeks you're getting from me. One of the things I'm going to introduce you to is PropCon. This is the CRM system of choice that I recommend everyone in my group uses, and we get preferential pricing. So I would recommend to you, one of the first sessions you want to go and watch now that you've joined EXP are these 2 sessions, part A and B, because not only is it going to give you good training on lead gen, but it's going to introduce you to the PropCon system. Okay, so back to our resources page. That's this first one. The next one is the Spotlight Coaching Series. This is a kind of fleshed out version of the Lead Gen Blueprint over a 6-webinar series that I ran a couple of years ago. If you're wanting a kind of more in-depth study, you click that link, it takes you to a page where all of the replays are listed. There was also a session in there by Brent Gove on how to get more well-priced soul mandates, a brilliant session by Brent. That might be a series that you want to do together with your team. If you've got a growing team or you're a member of a small group in your area, why don't you guys say, hey, for the next 6 weeks, we're going to do Stephen's Spotlight series together. Gather in someone's office. The videos are about an hour each and just do it together. There are resources available for your community. Okay, the next one down is the Successful Real Estate Agent course. Now, both of these bottom 2 are paid courses. These are the courses that I have sold in my career as a real estate trainer. The first one is my course on how to work by referral. It is, if I can say so, a brilliant course on working by referral. When you click this, it takes you to a 100% discounted link on my online training website so that you can register for free. and the same is true for the Going Virtual course. This was a 12-month mentorship program I did where I talk about how to use video, how to use social media, how to use landing pages, how to use bulk email, all of the virtual technology side of lead gen. And you're not going to do that one quickly. It's a 12-month program, but there it is for you. You have it available for free. Okay, I hope that is a helpful introduction to our resources page. Again, please bookmark this page if you haven't done so, and please take a little bit of time sometime today just to go through it again and begin using those resources for the various aspects of your business. All right, back to the studio as we complete the rest of our onboarding session together. Okay, so we're going to move into the second part of today's onboarding, which is a bunch of tasks, 5 of them, that you're going to do together with your sponsor as you now sit together. And the first of those tasks is to discuss why you have joined EXP. It's very, very important to me that you have this discussion with your sponsor because we want to help you to succeed. And you may have a certain dream or a certain goal that you want to achieve through your EXP business that you haven't had a chance to explain to your sponsor yet. And how can we help you to achieve your dreams and goals if we don't know what they are? To me, this is a very important discussion. So what I'd like you to do now is please pause this video and answer this question. What is the big dream for you behind your move to EXP? What would you really like to achieve with this business?
Okay, so I know this is a group session, so not all of you may feel comfortable sharing, but let's get some feedback in the meantime as to, why did you join real estate and EXP? So some ideas from yourself. Who would like to share? And all shout at once, please. For my, if I may share, let me start. I really like, as I'm building the sales team around the country, my challenge is feeling that I wasn't able to support our growing team well enough. And joining the EXP system meant that I'm in a community of bigger community with a bigger brand. A lot of the grunt work on the documentation, the marketing systems, etc., is being done, and now I can focus on what I love doing, is mentoring and supporting the team. So that's why I think the upside and the revenue share I think is a great attraction. In the short term, it's costing me money moving to EXP, but in the longer term, I think there is revenue share potential, big potential. But for me, the main thing was how can I add more value to our growing agent team. That's why I've joined EXP. Who else would like to share? Is anyone comfortable about sharing? Not.
Sorry, David, I haven't missed the question there.
Why did you join EXP?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I think with being with Chorus for about 1.5 years now, this has definitely been a good opportunity and good experience. And I mean, in terms of the growth as well for Chorus, it was also part of the move or the reason to move to EXP. So I went with that as well, and I must say I'm very happy with the experience so far, the support, and as David has said, you know, just in terms of all the back end things, there's definitely a lot of experience and expertise that's gone into it as well, which is definitely helping me in terms of running my business. So yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, thanks, Quinton. I know there was initially it was all a bit of a shocker to come to joining Chorus, and then suddenly I'm presenting to a number of you saying, okay, we're moving to EXP. So I guess it wasn't a lot of choice that everyone had, although I did get everyone say, look, think about it. So hopefully in hindsight, you can there will be some good reasons why we moved across. although we're very much still under the Chorus Property Group brand, we're using the EXP machine.
Yeah, I can just add to that. Yeah, if I can just add to that, I think this is also why I didn't answer earlier. I think, like, for me, it's not so much EXP, but obviously I'm very new to the industry, so I don't really have experience with any other brands or anything like that, but I have an existing relationship with you as David Beattie, not necessarily of Chorus or of EXP. So I think, like, in terms of, and this was something that you recommended to me, and I value your sort of feedback and your expertise because you're years ahead of me in the game, obviously. So I think that that's something like that people need to consider if they want to look at recruitment as well. It's not necessarily, you're not necessarily only selling EXP, but you have to look at your relationship with the person that you're selling it to and how they perceive you, because I think that's also an important draw.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very wise thing that you're saying. I think one or two of like my relationship with Clinton, one of the things I had a challenge is how do I still maintain a business relationship with Clinton, which is very, very special. Yeah, I'm just saying because I've known Clinton probably the longest out of everyone. And yet, and this is one of the reasons why I moved. I like EXP because it's maintaining that relationship with each one of you. But yet we got a back-end system which is providing the strength of, giving us systems, etc. So it's like a best of both worlds. So I think on this particular question, I think we could say it is. I think most of you have come along for the ride, and it's recommended. You came across because I recommended it. But I'm hoping in hindsight, in months or years to come, you'll say, okay, now I get it. I understand for myself what that reason was and why it's been so useful and beneficial to you. Okay, is there any last questions on this particular point or any last comments?
Yes, good morning. Yes. I think for me mainly was the presentation that you did, the fact that the sales team is moving to EXP. That's one. But number two is the split, the commission split option seems good. But that obviously can be compared to other agencies in the country that are doing a similar thing. And then the other thing is the share options that the EXP claims to give. So that one I guess we'll see as time goes on how it materializes, because then it involves sort of giving up the 5% to buying shares of the commission that you get, and is an option for that. And then the recruiting of other agents, I think that's the part I wasn't comfortable about. But yeah, every now and then, because my car now has an EXP sticker, and then they're like, so what is this EXP? And then what do they do? So I've sent a couple of those welcoming videos because I've noticed, obviously in the industry, people are recruiting each other. If you're in another company and I think you can do better here, or we can benefit, definitely there will be some kind of recruiting that will happen. So yeah, for me, and the systems in place that are there. You remember the meeting we had, David, when I was with you, I was saying, I mean, why doesn't Chorus do the same splits so we don't have to move to EXP? But you seem to be convinced with regards to the move. So I said, you know what, this guy has been in the industry for long. If he's getting lost now, I'm sure we can recover somehow. And anyway, his wife seems to be knowing what she's doing as well. So I'm sure if David is losing it, the wife can be able to say, hey, I think we are missing it here. But yeah, then I said, yeah, if a principal like this is moving, yeah, let's move and see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're actually on a very good point on the recruitment. One of my biggest challenges was that I was going to get a whole lot of new agents on. You guys are rookies, but now you're going to start performing with our training, and you're going to get recruited out because someone was going to offer you a better solution than what I could offer. And that was a major concern for me. I know everyone is loyal, and at least initially loyal to myself and the brand. But I was concerned that there is a lot of recruitment happening. You don't have to feel bad to recruit for EXP, because every principal's job is to do recruitment. I learned many years ago, if you're a Remax principal, your main objective, your main number one function is recruitment. Any principal's number one function is recruitment. Nothing else is more important. Your job is to recruit decent agents who then sell your property. Your job is not to sell properties. So doing recruitment for EXP is nothing unusual. It is normal in the industry. Okay, so that is what's normal. The shares for EXP is a real thing, by the way. Some people have already got 100,000 Rand shares and that kind of thing. Obviously, in the beginning, you earn your shares by selling your first property, which is 2,000 Rand. If you get agents on in your first tier, they sell property, you'll get 4,000 Rand on their first property sold. So in the beginning, you're not going to get, let's say you even get 6,000 or 10,000 Rand a year on shares. That's shares you wouldn't have had otherwise. It's free. Okay, so it is a real factor. People do actually get shares. The revenue share, and the models and the splits. There are other models and splits out there in the marketplace. When you consider those, please chat with me. I had a good colleague and friend sending me a recent split which they've been offered. And if you look at it on the surface, it looks good. But if you actually consider it on the details, nothing compares to what you're getting with EXP. So that's why I'm very comfortable offering what EXP does. My job, and EXP will do that on the Fast Start 30. They will keep saying, you are building your own business. And my big passion is for each of you to succeed in your own business, to succeed well. I will then get a little bit in the future out of that. Well, that's wonderful. But my main motivation is for you to succeed financially well. And that because it helps you and your family and your next generation. I'm a product of a generation that went before me that did well in business. Okay, cool. Good. Thanks, Andres, for sharing. Let's continue the video. I know we need to finish at about 10. So let's just continue the video.
Okay, the second thing I want you to do together is to diarize the next family time meeting. What is family time? Family time is our team meeting. So we have a meeting for my whole group around South Africa that we have. It's on a Monday morning every 2 weeks. It is from 8:30 in the morning till 9:30 in the morning. It's 1 hour. I'm always very good with the time. It's only an hour. And we have an agenda that we work through. It's a very positive agenda. It's a positive meeting. We've got time there where we thank one another for anybody who's done something. And you're going to find that there's lots of people thanking one another and giving kudos, and we celebrate our successes. We do book of the month, and then sometimes we have a little bit of teaching, or I get a guest speaker. This is the one meeting, although you don't have to do anything at EXP, it's the one meeting I really want to encourage you very strongly to be at every 2 weeks. You never want to miss family time. It really is the beating heart of our business. And you will be amazed how many friendships you can build. And I'm very serious when I say that. So many agents have said to me before they join EXP, you know, one of my fears was that I was going to be isolated, and it's this avatar world, it's this cloud-based business. And now that I'm in EXP, man, this whole thing is the most collaborative, the most cooperative business I've ever been in. So please stop the video now and get your sponsor to tell you when the next family time meeting is, and then book it into your diary as a recurring appointment for every 2 weeks.
Okay, so the way we're working it is 2 weeks' time. That'll be the 31st of July. Please diarize that. The way we'll work it, and I'll send a link on Sunday night and Monday morning. Nevertheless, 8:30 every Monday, 8:30 to 9:30 every Monday. In between, it'll be the family time, EXP family time, Steve Johnson, every 2 weeks, which is on the 31st, our first one. But then the interleading Monday mornings will be our chorus team meeting.
Okay, super. I can't wait to meet you personally in our next time meeting, because 99% of the time I am facilitating that meeting. Okay, the third thing I want you to do together with your sponsor now is to pause the video and get your sponsor to help you load a listing if you've not done so already. This is obviously very important. We want to help you understand the listing system so that you can load your listings, get them feeding through to the portals, and get into production as soon as possible. The sooner you make a sale, the sooner you are going to feel like you are up and running at EXP. And so we want to help you to do that. Now, even if you don't have a live listing to load right now with photographs and all of that, at least stop the video and log into Rep together with your sponsor and let them just show you how to load the listing. Just pause the video and do that together now, please.
So, guys, I'm not going to do that now because you guys are going to do the training this week.
All right, super. So the fourth thing I want you to do together with your sponsor now is have a discussion about how you are going to brand yourself. Now, you probably know by now that EXP provides you with a couple of options when it comes to branding. Option number one is just to brand yourself as an EXP agent. Now, if you do that, it's simple because all of the artwork and templates for business cards and boards and flyers and all of that stuff is available in the EXP Agent Center for South Africa. Now, that's one of the little tiles that you will see on the Okta homepage. And that might be something that you'd want to do with your sponsor now as well, is just log into Okta and let them show you where the EXP Agent Center is. And click on it, have a look at it, and they will show you where you can download the various templates and artwork. So that's option number one, just be an EXP agent. Option number two is you adopt an existing brand that's being used by your sponsor or maybe someone in your area who's an EXP agent, if they are happy for you to do so, you can then collaborate with them to build up a brand in your area. So for example, we have a guy in Cape Town in Kuils River. His name is Ferdy Abrahams. Ferdy runs a business called Prosperity Real Estate, powered by EXP. So this is what you can do with EXP, is you can build your own brand and just have the powered by EXP logo next to it. And when Ferdy now sponsors people in his area in Kuils River, if he chooses for them to do so, they can also trade under the Prosperity Real Estate powered by EXP brand, so that all together they're kind of collaborating to build a strong local brand. So that's option number two. Does your sponsor have a brand that he or she is trading under that you would like to collaborate with them on and trade under the same brand? Okay, it's an option. Then option number three is to create your own brand and trade under that brand powered by EXP. Now, with these kinds of powered by EXP brandings, all EXP asks us to do is make sure that the powered by EXP logo is the same size as your logo and that they are placed together. Don't split them up. As long as that appears on all of your material, you can brand yourself just as you like. You can have your whole own corporate image, colors, layouts, everything can be your own, as long as that combined powered by EXP logo is on your material. The other time that this happens is for agents who've always wanted to kind of create their own brand, and now they have an opportunity to do so. For example, we have a lady named Mary Bailey in Cape Town. And she went to a graphic designer. She said, I would love to trade as Mary Bailey Properties, powered by EXP. She had a beautiful logo designed, and now I think her corporate branding looks brilliant. We've got a guy, Joburg, who's done the same. He's branded himself as Brad Neal Properties, powered by EXP. And you're seeing a bit of a trend there. What a lot of agents do is they use their first and surname, and then they create a brand out of that. You can, of course, create a new name for yourself, like Lighthouse Properties, powered by EXP. The options are endless. So what I'd like you to do now is just pause the video and discuss those various options with your sponsor. The reason this is a decision that you're going to want to take now is because you are going to need to have materials developed or produced. You're going to want to have boards done and business cards and begin doing flyers. And you can't really do any of that until you have decided how you're going to brand yourself. So please pause the video now and have that discussion with your sponsor.
Yeah, I've just sent a link to the sales group showing the Chorus Powered by EXP logo. I have had that last week. I got it approved by EXP South Africa head office. So we will start rolling out that brand over the coming weeks. If you've got any questions of that, please let me know. There will be such things like the branding. See Clinton on your EXP South Africa email address. You'll start using the logo on that, etc. But we can start rolling that out in the weeks to come. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, fantastic. One more thing you're going to do with your sponsor. Now, this last task is to do with the agent attraction or revenue sharing side of EXP's opportunity. Now, I just want to say that I'm going to encourage you to do the following exercise, even if you are not wanting to take the agent attraction side of things very seriously in your business. Maybe you've just come to EXP because you love the 71-29 split with 150,000 Rand cap, and then you're earning 96%. You love the fact you're going to be given shares in the company, and you love the environment to be able to run your own business. Maybe that's all you're interested in, and that's fine. Power to you. But I would like to suggest to you that even if you're not wanting to show hundreds and hundreds of agents this thing and build up this global network and passive income, which you might want to do, but even if you don't want to do that, there are, I am sure, a handful of agents that you do have good relationships with. If you've been in this industry for any amount of time, you know some people. And to me, it just seems like it's common sense that you should just say to those people, hey, I've made a move across to another company. It's a brilliant new platform in real estate, and I'd like to show it to you because I want your opinion. Why wouldn't you do that? So instead of trying to take on the world and take over the world, what I'd like you to do now is simply make a list of 5 agents that you know that you can invite to have a look at the EXP opportunity. Okay, just 5. So I'm going to get you to pause the video now, and I want you to make the list now together with your sponsor. Now, just before you do that, who are you wanting on this list? There's just 2 criterion that I would suggest you are wise. Number 1, please make sure that these 5 agents are at least as successful as you are or more successful. The temptation here is going to be to make a list of agents who kind of are not as successful as you because it's emotionally easier to phone people that you feel like are not as successful as you. But that would be a mistake. You're not wanting to attract agents who are not successful. You are wanting to attract productive and influential agents into your business. And so please make sure that they are as successful as you. Second thing is, you need to ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I have with these people? You want to make a list of 5 agents whom you could quite easily make a phone call to and say to them, I'd like you to take a look at something with me. And the relationship is good enough between you, they have enough respect for you, that they would say, okay, I'm willing to do that. Well, now I want you to pause the video, please, and make your list of 5 agents together with your sponsor.
For sake of time, guys, we're not going to do that now, but what I will do that when I do the one-on-ones with you or the coaching sessions I do with you every 2 weeks, we will list that at that time. Those that I'm not doing that ongoing communication with, but I am speaking to often, Timber, Andres, Clinton, Kieran, well, I'm meeting with Kieran. If you guys can please do that list, and you can, I'd love as many of you to generally to start coming on our Wednesday sessions every 2 weeks at 12 o'clock to then start looking at agent recruitment. Okay, but let's keep going.
Number 1, You want to get together with those 5 people one-on-one. So that's 5 separate little coffee meetings, one-on-one, and you want to show them the model explained video. You do not want to try to explain anything to them over the phone, and you do not want to just email them the link and say, hey, watch this video. You want to get together with them and show them the 29-minute video. Okay, so that's point number 1 I want to make. Once you've shown them the video, you want to email them the follow-up resources link so that they can go and do a bunch of homework. And then you want to book a 3-way call, either with your sponsor, or if you want to, you can book a 3-way call with me. And there's that link on the resources page that you can do that with on my Calendly page. Okay, so did you get that? Show them the video, send them the follow-up resources afterwards, and book a 3-way call with one of us. That's all you do. I guarantee you, if you do that with these 5 people, at least one of them is going to join you. Okay, so we're going to cut back to my computer now, and I'm going to show you the little script that you can use on the phone calls, because that's obviously an important thing. What do you say when you phone these 5 people? It's very simple. On the screen, you are looking at a section of a booklet that you are going to get emailed. This is one of the emails you're going to get over the next 2 weeks with this booklet in it. It's called Agent Attraction Bootcamp. And it is a little booklet that I've written to help you build your revenue share team. One of the pieces of advice that I quote.
So just as an aside, that's one of the booklets we're going to go through on our Wednesday recruitment training.
From someone else, from a guy called Jay Kinder, is the 6 golden rules for inviting other agents or when you make your phone calls. Jay Kinder is a very clever guy. He had, when he was with Coldwell Banker, the 14th biggest real estate team in the world. He then moved across to EXP, and I think he's got probably close to 10,000 people now in his revenue share group. So he knows what he's talking about. So Jay Kinder says that there are 6 golden rules for making an invitation. And here they are on the screen. This is on page 7 of the booklet that I'm going to email you in the next couple of weeks. Rule number 1, be in a hurry and tell them that you are. So, hey, John, it's Steve Johnston. Listen, I can't talk long, but actually I had a great technique to do this the other day. This lady was saying when she phones people, she calls them and they answer and she says, John, wow, John, sorry, I wasn't expecting to actually get you personally. I was hoping just to leave a voicemail. I'm about to go into a meeting, but listen, while I've got you, ... What a clever way to create urgency and communicate. I'm in a rush. I can't talk now. So rule number 2, give a sincere compliment. Listen, I've always respected how you run your business, or I always respect the quality of your listings, or I've respected your consistent success through the years. Give them a sincere compliment. That's going to help open them up to this invitation. Rule number 3 is make the invitation. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit just now, and I'm going to teach you a script for the actual invitation. I want you to take a look at something with me. Then once you've made the invitation, you're going to end with the best sales technique on the planet. If I carved out an hour next week in my diary, would you be willing to get together with me and watch this 29-minute video and give me your feedback? If I made time for you, would you make the time for me? It's a reciprocal relationship, and it sets up something in the human brain that creates, okay, this is a fair deal. So if I would you, and you're going to see that in the little script that I'm going to get to just now. Number 5, formalize the commitment. So great, I will see you Tuesday morning, 7:30 at your home. I'll bring coffee. See you then. And then rule number 6, get off the phone. Get off the phone before they start asking questions, before you can get drawn into trying to explain this thing, which you do not want to do over the phone. You just want them to watch the video. Okay, so those are the 6 golden rules. Be in a hurry, give a sincere compliment, make the invitation. In that invitation was, if I, would you, formalize the commitment, great, I'll see you at such a time, and then get off the phone. All right, so what do you actually say? Point number 3 there is make the invitation. What does the invitation sound like? Well, I'm going to give you 2 options, and because we are inviting people to a one-on-one presentation, these are on the bottom of page 8 and the top of page 9. Now, you are welcome to play with these and find something that fits with your personality, but I'm going to give you 2 options and you can work with them. Here's option number 1. Hey, John, Steve Johnston speaking. How are you? Excellent. I'm well, thank you. Listen, I can't talk long now, but I have always really respected how you've run your business, and I want to ask you to take a look at something with me. I don't know if you knew this, but I recently began working with a global real estate company, which I think is going to transform how the real estate industry works here in South Africa, as it is doing around the world, especially how agents like us are being compensated. I'm working with someone who has been tremendously successful in this space, and I think he is onto something very big. There's a 29-minute video that he has produced explaining how the model works, and I'd love to show it to you. If I carved out some time for you in my diary next week, would you be willing to get together so that we could watch it and give me your feedback? Okay, option number 2. Hey, John, Steve Johnston speaking. Hope you're well. Listen, I can't talk long, but I have always respected how you run your business, John, and I want to ask you a question. If I could show you a way to add an additional revenue stream to your real estate business, would you be open to it? Sure. Stephen, what's it about? Great. There's a 29-minute video explaining how this model works. If I carved out some time for you in my diary next week, would you be able to watch it with me and give me your feedback? Okay, so maybe you want to role play that with your sponsor now and then get busy with the phone calls, and I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see the results. Okay, super. I trust that you will enjoy making those phone calls. I want to encourage you to commit to your sponsor by when you will have made those phone calls. So make a commitment now while you're sitting together, and I'm going to ask your sponsor, please phone when you've agreed and ask them, how did the 5 phone calls go? So you might say, okay, I commit to making these 5 phone calls by tomorrow evening, and then your sponsor can phone you then and you can discuss how it went. Well, I trust all of this has been a blessing to you. I trust that your journey at EXP is going to be amazing. Just remember, you're never alone. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to your sponsor. You can reach out to the EXP South Africa staff who are amazing. There is endless support available for you. So don't ever sit feeling confused or lost. We're here to help you. And I look forward to meeting you personally in one of our upcoming meetings. So God bless you, and I'll see you then.
Okay, so that's it, guys. Let me stop sharing. There we are. Okay, so hopefully that was useful. A lot of that was obviously an agent recruitment, which is a critical part of our long-term success of our business. It is a beautiful thing, which when we go through the numbers, you'll see examples. You'll see how incredibly powerful it is as you build it for the long term. Okay, good. Just on the general onboarding, any queries or any concerns in the few minutes we have left? Temba, are we okay? Where's Temba? Is he on? Oh yeah, Temba, you're on.
Morning, everyone again. Yeah, so far we okay, David, and then we still trying to complete the last steps, and then I'll be fully onboarded. And then, yeah, I'll start to put my listings on EXP as well. And then, yeah, we'll go through their training and everything. And then, yeah, then I think in future, then we'll start maybe participating more with the EXP, what they're doing and all the stuff. And then, yeah, it will be much better if you are in it and going. That's all on my side. Thanks.
Thanks, Temba. Yeah, obviously, I think my mindset is that I'm very much still around. I'm always will be around. But all of us are just now part of a bigger family, and that's only going to be beneficial to each one of us. Any other queries, comments on what we've gone through, the different transitions and the emails that we're going to get from EXP? Are we okay? Okay, cool. So yeah, it's thank you for some new visitors. Tiny Mbasa, thank you for joining. Bonolo, thanks for joining. This was Sidwa Hazard. Go for it. Sidwa, the line is not very good. I think can you just send me a voice note and I can try and assist, but your line is not very good there. Okay, guys. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining. This will be on a recording. I'll add to the list, and I'll send it to you. Sorry, Sidwa, your line is a bit better now.
Yes, sir.
Go for it. Oh, okay, we've lost him. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time, and we'll keep in touch, keep pushing. There will not be sales training this week, but there will, instead of being sales training, there would be the Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, the Octa and the Rep. If you can please attend those, that would be great. I will send you the links later. Okay, thank you, everyone. Chat soon.